Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here. I want to talk about my love-hate relationship with the Nord Stage 2. I absolutely love this piano and at the same time I hate it. So let me go into that and a little bit more explanation to that. Now, first of all, this is a sampling piano, which is great because when Nord releases new piano sounds or synth sounds or organ sounds, whatever, I can download that from the Nord site and put that onto my keyboard. And now I've got new sounds on here that I never had before. Actually, when I bought this Nord Stage 2, the best piano the sample that they had on here was arguably the Bosendorfer sample. And then, about a year or so after I bought it, Nord released the Fazioli, the Italian grand sample, which at this point, as far as I'm concerned, is the best sample. In fact, I'll go so far to say is this the best Fazioli sample I've ever heard on any piano, whether it's on a software or virtual piano or on a keyboard that has it built in. And the lovely thing about that with Nord is when you buy a Nord, whatever samples they release and put on their website for you to download and put onto your Nord Stage 2 or Nord Piano or whatever you have, it's free. So, yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit more to buy this in the initial outset, but when it comes right down to it, all the samples that they offer for free are free. So contrast that with the Korg Kronos that I have, which is a workstation, and it's also a sampling keyboard. So I can also download things from the Korg site and install them on my Korg Kronos. The difference is it's not free. The Bosendorfer piano that I have on the Korg Kronos cost me $250. Now, with the Nord Stage 2, I could go ahead and say that yes, the Fazioli that I downloaded from the Nord site probably is worth about $250, but it's free as a Nord keyboard owner. And that's the cool thing about Nord. All sounds or modules or whatever they come up with, it's free downloads. So that is a big plus to consider when you're considering paying the extraordinary amount of money that they're asking for in these Nord Stage 2 to begin with. And it really does. I mean, it really does sound good with the string resonance and all that kind of things that even the Kronos doesn't have string resonance. This has some really amazing, remarkable, advanced features to it. Now, on the downside, which really isn't too down when it comes to sensor technology, this has dual sensor technology, and a lot of the newer keyboards that are coming out today, not all of them, but some of the better ones are coming out with triple sensor technology. And while this only has dual sensor technology, I can still do just about everything I want to do. And if I'm a classical musician and I really want to do some really fast trills or things like that, then yeah, I'm going to want the triple sensor technology. And as far as all the knobs and buttons and switches on here, there's no sliders, just knobs, buttons, and switches. And if you look at it, it looks pretty complicated. It almost looks like the cockpit of an airplane. But every knob, switch, and button is dedicated. They're all labeled. They have a specific function. So once you know where everything is, it's a cool thing because all you have to do is grab a knob and twiddle it or a button and push it or whatever, and you've got what you want. You don't have to go through layers and layers of menu options or touchscreens where you go through layers and layers of menu options. It's what you see or what you grab, that's what you get. And that's a cool thing because when you're on stage and when you're with this stage piano, you don't have to go through menus. You just grab the knob or button or switch that you want. So for instance, when I have the effects section, I want a little bit more reverb. I grab the reverb knob and I twiddle that to get the effect that I want. I want a little bit more bass or treble or mid-range. I go to the EQ section of the effects section and do that. And if I want something like a delay, I can do that too. I mean, everything is right there laid out in front of you. You couldn't ask for more. Now, as far as the hate part of this, it has such limited memory that with all the impressive sounds and modules or whatever that you can add to this, you know, the pianos that are available to this are just phenomenal. You've got the best Steinway pianos, Yamaha, Bosendorfer, Fazioli. And these piano samples come in 4 sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. And the problem is, if you want all of the features of any particular piano, you want the extra large version. Because as you start going down, you're taking away some of the features. Maybe you're taking away string resonance or something like that. So I happen to have on this right now the Fazioli extra large piano. And that's all I can have on this because of the limited amount of memory that it has. So if I want to load a Steinway or a Yamaha or a Bosendorfer piano, I need to have a computer along with this. And if I'm at a gig or on stage, that has to be like a laptop computer or a notebook computer or whatever. And I need to have my USB cable hooked up to it where I can pick and choose whatever I want. I need to delete the Fazioli sample and load the Steinway on here or the Bosendorfer or whatever it is that I want. So that part I hate. And it's not instantaneous either. It takes a while to transfer that over to this computer. So, or to this keyboard. So if you're playing in a band especially, they're going to have to do a song that doesn't use a keyboard while you wait for your sample to load. And of course, if you're a solo pianist like I am, you can't just expect everybody to wait while things are loading. No, you're going to have to go on a break and set it up so things transfer over. So that's what I hate about it. And the keyboard, the key bed, the key action itself is not that great. It's enough to get by. I can do pretty much anything I want. Yeah, I can do rock, I can do classical, I can do just about anything. But it's not the greatest action. And for those of you who have seen some of my previous videos, when I played that Kawai VPC-1, which is just a controller, nothing else, oh man, the action on that was to die for. It was like butter. You were in complete control. You could do anything. It had triple sensor technology and all that stuff. So if I wanted to use that to control this, I can. And if you're looking at this the way it is now, I need to push this back and put the VPC-1 here, hook up the MIDI stuff to control that with, but now I've got 2 different keyboards. And if I'm going to go out on a gig, I sure as hell don't want to be taking 2 keyboards with me and setting that up. I'll still take this. But, you know, the piano sounds on this is just to die for, especially that Fazioli. It is so well implemented. And this small LED screen, and again, like I said, everything is knobs, buttons, switches. There's hardly any menus on there, but there are menus. And if you want to go through this to pick a particular instrument out, it's a little bit difficult to go through. So that's where another advantage of having a computer with you, like a laptop, helps with this particular keyboard, because you just pick and choose right there. Now that means you have a laptop computer. So this is my love-hate relationship with this. There has been times that I have decided to sell this because I can't deal with that aspect of it, that small memory or this tiny LED screen trying to go through picking out what sample I want to load. But always at the last minute, when a buyer wanted to go through with it, I thought, no, I don't want to do this. There's so many positives that outweigh the negatives on this, but those two negatives, the key action as compared to like the VPC-1, which spoiled me, and the need for having a computer on there, like a laptop computer, to make this really usable. Those are two really big negatives in my book. But again, there's nothing like this. So that's my take about the pros and cons, or my love-hate relationship with this keyboard. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.